An inefficient offense and a bad pick and roll defense has led the Celtics from being a preseason favorite to an average NBA team 20 games into the 2018-2019 season. Let's dig deeper, guys. Before we get to why the Celtics are struggling so much, we are collaborating with the Sporting Logic League YouTube channel. My boy Tucker does a great job in covering the entire NBA, historical NBA. I definitely recommend you guys checking out his YouTube channel. Enter the giveaway because it ends on December 31st. Why are the Celtics struggling so much? A lot of Celtics fans want to blame Gordon Hayward's return, but the reality is that their three young stars from last year's postseason are all struggling in their own right. So you have Scare Rozier, you have Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown. All of them are not playing very well this season. Jaylen Brown is shooting under 30% from three-point land. That's not gonna cut it. Terry Rozier's role has been diminished ever since Kyrie's return, so he's playing less minutes. He's not being effective. And then Jason Tatum's taking way too many long twos, which is just a bad habit. Coach Brad Stevens needs to ingrain it into his head. Stop shooting these long twos. You're not Carmelo Anthony. You need to be efficient, shoot more threes, and just play your game. I get it, he's going through that sophomore slump. I believe he'll be fine. But it's not a good look when you have such a great coach and he's trying to fit all these guys together and make this puzzle work. But right now, it's just not working, right? It's a mix that, coupled with trying to readjust to the presence of Hayward and Irving in the mix, has the Celtics playing at a level far less than the sum of their parts. And while they search for answers as to why, they're already beginning to lose touch with the teams atop of the conference. The Toronto Raptors, the Milwaukee Bucks, to me are the top two teams in the East right now, and the Celtics have to do something to catch up. They just have to play their game. It's not about talent, it's about working cohesively together. I think their offense is way too predictable. They have to go back to moving the ball flawlessly, playing that Celtics basketball that most NBA fans fell in love with last season. It's not going to be easy, but it's very possible because they have a great coach in Brad Stevens. They have a great system in place, and they have a lot of good basketball players. Now, if it doesn't work, then they may have to make some trades to clear up all this playing time, right? They have too many players that are kind of similar. A lot of teams out there are looking for wings. They have a lot of wings, which is a blessing, at least in my opinion. And if it doesn't work out, there are a lot of teams like the Sacramento Kings who have a lot of cap space that would be willing to take on Hayward's contract, Jaylen Brown for the right price. I know for a fact they would. So if the Celtics continue to struggle, you better believe that Danny Ainge will make some moves. But now let's get to why they're struggling so much in the pick and roll defense. Let's start with their pick and roll defense against the 34-year-old JJ Barea from the Dallas Mavericks, who they just lost to. We all know he's past his prime at 34 years old, and he doesn't have the size and speed to take defenders off the dribble. But one thing we do know is that he's super crafty. And when you have craftiness, basketball IQ, and the ability to shoot, you're going to get away with a lot of things. So on this first play, we see that the Celtics want to ice most pick and rolls. That means containing the ball handler between the big and the sideline and forcing him to the baseline. If Boston is working on the string, it involves three players. The big backpedaling with the penetration, the guard staying on his hip while simultaneously keeping his eye on the rolling big, and a weak side defender tagging the roll man and recovering on this man off the pass. Marcus Smart is one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA, and even he couldn't stop JJ Barea, which tells you a lot, right? Kudos to JJ, but this is just unacceptable defense, and they need to be better in the pick and roll. They have the right defenders, they have the right athleticism. There is just no excuse to why they shouldn't be better. Even Brad Stevens after the game said, "We were a step slow all night. They put us on our heels." Barea took advantage of that. And then Marcus Smart also said he doesn't know what's happening. That's the problem. If I knew, we wouldn't be having this discussion, right? Once we figure that out, things would start changing. But until then, we're going to continue to get our ass whooped. So the best defensive player on the roster is very aware of the issues going on with the Celtics, and it's not acceptable because Celtics fans will not support that. So what do you guys think? Is their pick and roll defense worse than their inefficient offense? What needs to happen? What needs to change? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to share, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next one.